Really? Really, Sony? Timed exclusive deals? God. You know what? Just start the intro. Start the intro. God, I'm gonna need a drink after this. Alright, YouTube, as you know, this is Dark Styles video here, coming at you with my review of, oh god, it's gonna be a long one. My review of Sony's Gamescom's press conference. And if you don't know what Gamescom is, number one, where are you? If you've never heard of this before. Two, Gamescom essentially is almost like E3 in a way, except it's all the way out in Europe instead of in America. And this year it took place in Germany. And Sony released their press conference there. And all I have to say is, where was all that spark that they brought about E3 of last year? They came out swinging E3 of last year. It would not stop swinging. It came out with some great titles, great news that just blew everyone out of the water. Gamescom this year, I was watching it live, and let's just say there's a lot to be desired right now with PlayStation 4. Now, before I go into this, let me tell you, I'm not an Xbox, I'm not a PlayStation fanboy, nor am I a Nintendo fanboy. I'm a fan of all genres, all games, all consoles. Now, here's the first thing I'll talk to. I'll talk about the things that they lacked in so much in this, and then I'll talk about the big good news. One, the games that they were talking about. The first thing they talked about was Destiny, which comes out in a few weeks. Everyone knows that. Everyone's looking forward to it. But what they brought about, the first thing I talked about, was the one thing that PlayStation fans always make fun of Xbox fans over, and that's timed DLC. They brought up that, oh, we're gonna have these timed DLC. You're gonna be able to get these things before anybody else. You're gonna be able to get maps, armor, weapons before anybody else, acting as if it's something huge for people. It's not huge. We are just going to get it maybe a couple weeks to a month earlier than people in the 360 and Xbox One. It doesn't mean that we're a step above them, just means we're getting it before them, which I think is dumb. If you want something that's gonna set you apart, to make people want to buy the game for your console instead of others, bring real DLC onto the table. And another thing that they segued into after that is the new Far Cry game, which looks amazing. I'm not complaining about Far Cry 4 when it comes to its looks and the things you can do in it. It looks amazing. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. What they brought, the big new news about it, was that if you own a copy of Far Cry 4, you get these 10 keys. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of it because I know I'm going to get it wrong. I think it's like Kazat key. I'm sorry if I butchered that. And with one of these keys, you give them to one of your friends online, so they can play the game even if they don't own it. Great, that's awesome. I saw them present that, and I'm like, oh my gosh. If this doesn't make people want this version over any other version, I don't know what will. Until they drop the fact that you give a key to one of these friends, they can only use it one time for 2 hours. Really? You want to give a key to someone to play a game for only 2 hours, and then they can never play it again unless you give them another key? I mean, that's just like handing somebody a bowl of strawberry ice cream. Let them have 2 spoonfuls of it, and then take it away from them for them to never have it again. It's just like that. Terrible move. I know they want to, make it to where, oh, if you want to really play this game a lot, buy the game. I get that. But give a key to someone for them to play and only play for 2 hours? I mean, you can get the game for $1 at Redbox and play for an entire night. I mean, give me a break here. That's just one of the small gripes I have with this, what they're bringing out in the conference. They brought out a lot of indie titles, which I liked. I'm not gonna lie, they had some really good indie titles, but they were concentrating too much on titles we already know about, and bringing forth some tech that we already know about. And they had some interesting stuff to talk about with the new Tearaway game, which the visuals look amazing. It's a nice platformer. Love the visuals. I love all the little surprises and the ways you could get your character from point A to B, like splitting the river in two, like you're Moses from the Bible. That was actually pretty cool when I saw that part. Now, I talked about my gripes and how slow the presentation went, how everyone wanted to see the big games be talked about, but they never talked about. I'm talking about some of the indie games, some of the other games that we already know about. Now I'm going to bring some attention to some things that no one expected. One, this game called Until Dawn. Now, many of you know, I'm a huge fan of horror movies, horror games, horror books, horror anything. Now, when I saw this game being presented, I was taken back a bit, because when they said that they were bringing a horror game into the PS4, and every choice you make has a ripple effect throughout everything in the game, not just at the end, but it has effects throughout the whole game. Kind of like how the Walking Dead game from Telltale Games was, but this is on a bigger scale. I was thinking, are they just saying that as a ploy just to buy the game, but then those changes, those choices really have no effect? Until I saw their demo of it, I'm not gonna lie, it makes you think of that game Obscure that came out years ago, but 10 times better. It's all about these group of friends going to this cabin and then trying to survive a serial killer out to just do nothing but slaughter all of them. And depending on the choices you make, you can either have everyone live, or it's just everyone can die. No matter what, there's no right or wrong end to this game. Everything changes no matter what choice you make. It's gonna change something, and I love that. It may seem like a cheesy horror movie in its way of planning of how it's gonna be, but when you look at the trailer, it actually looks like it would make for a very solid game, and it is PlayStation 4 exclusive, which I'm glad they finally did talk about an actual real exclusive instead of stupid timed exclusive crap, which no one likes that. No one wants it. Nobody's got time for that. Now, I will end this on possibly the biggest game-breaking thing that they talked about, and that is with their new system update that they're bringing to the PS4. Now, most of the people that have a PS4, most people that have a PS3 are Plus members. Plus membership gives you lots of benefits, like you get free games that you can get on a monthly basis, not just like an old free game, like a really good free game, or crazy deals, the ability to play online games on the PS4. Now with the brand new system update, if you have PlayStation Plus and your friend has PlayStation Plus, you can allow your friend over the internet to borrow one of your games that's in your hard drive. Even if he doesn't own the disc or own anything of it, he can borrow that game as long as you allow him to until he's done playing it. As long as you're not also playing it, I believe. They haven't gone too much into detail, but I assume as long as you're not playing that game, he can borrow it online and play it to completion if he wants, or if he stops and it goes out of his hard drive or her hard drive, and you get your, you get to keep playing it. You're not losing your game, you still have it in your hard drive, obviously. When I saw that, I thought, someone is finally listening to gamers when it comes to wanting to borrow each other's games, but not just outright give it away, and thus creating a piracy mess. So after this whole Gamescom, I was kind of conflicted as to if I really liked it or if I really thought that they could have done a better job. Honestly, they could have done a much better job. Most of the Gamescom conference from Sony was... it left a lot to be desired, I will say. You didn't see as much... You didn't see as much energy in their conference than they did even in E3 of this year. I was a little disappointed. The only big things that excited me was Until Dawn and the new system update for the PlayStation 4. Now, I'm going to keep on looking up and researching and looking up videos for whatever else Sony is going to plan up during this Gamescom conference days, and other things they're going to bring about for the PS4 for next year. So keep tuned into my channel and you'll be able to see my reviews on that. Also, I am going to be reviewing the Microsoft Gamescom conference, and oh my gosh, I don't know if I'll be able to do that one sober. I really don't. I feel the face palms coming right now. So guys, until then, this is Dark Styles video signing out.